I think the magic is the connection. We just we're not all the same. We're not they're not mini me's or anything like that. We're not peddling anything as such, but we're connected to each other. And at any given point, people can connect to us. We had a lady join us recently, and her life just fell apart over Christmas. And she somehow found out about us, and we had a couple of emails through the website, and then we had a couple of phone conversations, and then she came along to an online meeting. We haven't met in reality yet. We haven't met in real life. And her life is improving. And it may have improved anyway. I don't know. She's got a job. She's starting to put the pieces back together. And there's a lot of pieces to put back together. And suddenly she's part of our community. We're part of her life. And so I think that's the thing that connects us. The thing that connects us may be that we've all heard in some way. We've all, addiction is the thing that maybe draws us together. But then people stay as long as it's useful and valuable for them, and we don't have any strings. So I'd say there was some connection. Yeah, there are some rules. They're unwritten rules. And so when we have face-to-face cafes, for instance, we had one guy turn up with his mum before the cafe was open. We knew he was coming, and he had in his pocket, he was a young guy, he had in his pocket, he had a can of beer that was open, and he was with his mum, and his mum looked frightened. And he came in and he sort of looked at me and he said, "All right, I'm here." He said, "What are you going to do for me?" I laughed and I said, "Nothing. You don't do anything." I said, "What do you want to do for yourself?" And he said, "I was told if I come here, you'd help me." I said, "Well, I noticed you've got some beer in your pocket there." I said, you don't look like you want to help yourself at the moment." And his mum said, "Please don't talk to him like that. He's going to get angry if you talk to him like that."
Yeah.
And I said, "It's okay." I said, "If you want to get angry, get angry. I'm not frightened of you. It's not a problem if you get angry. If you want to get angry, get angry." And he said, "I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry." And I said to him, "We're open in 15 minutes, but you're welcome to stay. I'll get you a cup of coffee and some cake if you want." He said, "No, I'm not staying. I'm not staying. I just wanted to see it for myself." And he left. And I felt for his mum, and I wished I could have done more, but we don't force people.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are ready and sometimes they're not. We don't try and motivate anyone. If anything, we try and put them off. I said to the people in the church when we rented the coffee shop from them, I said, "This is not a snatch squad for Sunday morning. This is about recovery." If I find church members coming in trying to steer the conversation towards Jesus, they're out of here. We're not putting up with that kind of behaviour. And they kind of looked at me. I said, on the one hand, we've got a house group of dear, at the time they were little old ladies, and they said, "We're going to pray for the success of the Recovery Cafe." And I said, "I'll accept those. What I won't accept is people trying to come in and steer the conversation in a certain way." And so because it has to be about connection, it has to be about the recovery first. It has to be about relationship, and we have to support people's autonomy and their agency. If they want to come, they come. If they don't want to come, they don't have to come. As Shelley reminds me every time we do it, if they don't come, you have to go. So get out, go and open up, and I'll join you later, sort of thing. So yeah, it's not much of a philosophy really, but it's that connectedness, that shared sense of purpose. We don't all have the same values. People who come to the cafe some are Buddhists, some are atheists, some don't know what they are. When I did the blog on spirituality in recovery, we had a discussion about that in one of the groups that we had online, and what people came out with what spirituality meant to them was weird and wonderful, you know. But I didn't find myself trying to say, well, you've got to adopt my version of spirituality, or I've got to feel under pressure to adopt your version of it. I just loved that people considered spirituality as part of their journey. You know, it didn't have to be this brand or that brand. It's whatever works for you. And we don't, you know, I have a theological position on that, but I'm not going to talk about that in recovery. I think it's back to the connectedness, you know, being visible, being connected, having a relationship. Sometimes it's not very professional, you know, sometimes we cry with each other. Sometimes we talk about stuff that's affecting people, and you know, sometimes we find other people that are better than us at helping them. You know, we sometimes signpost and refer to other places. You know, where someone's got a specialist need, you know, a safeguarding issue or something like that. We find people that can help. But yeah, it's about our relationship and our connectedness.